Hi, I'm Annie with Bright Star Massage. Wow, it has been a long time since I've done a video. This is long overdue. I was just so busy in 2020 and I'm still really busy, but things have slowed down a little bit. So I want to give you an update on what has happened with my massage therapy practice during the pandemic. If you would like to schedule a video chat session with me to discuss topics in this video or anything related to the profession of massage therapy, you should check out my snug link in the description. So let's get into it. Last year in January, I was focused on using Facebook advertising to bring in new clients to my massage therapy practice. It was working pretty well. Ultimately, I don't think that Facebook advertising is the best thing for my business, but it does work as a funnel to bring in new clients. And I'll probably have to make a separate video to cover that and explain what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. So then in February of 2020, things started to get a little weird. There was a lot of buzz about a virus and a potential pandemic, but my partner had already been talking about this virus since late December. He was following the news coming out of China. And so I wasn't totally blindsided by this. I'd been already thinking about it for several weeks. And my partner warned me that it was probably going to be a big deal. He could see pretty early on that it was probably going to be a pandemic. You know, many experts have warned against this happening, and also pandemics tend to happen every 100 years, and so we were kind of due for it. The last one was in the 1920s, and here we are 100 years later, and this pandemic was right on time. So my partner really started to prepare for it in January. He just started to make sure that we had plenty of food, and he was thinking about a potential shutdown. So he filled up the chest freezer with all kinds of food and, bought a lot of toilet paper. I mean, before there was ever a run on food, he was just gathering things slowly. So he wasn't really part of that madness of depleting the store shelves, because he was just gathering it so slowly throughout January, so that by the time things got really crazy at the supermarket, we didn't even need to go. We just already had everything that we needed. So being prepared with food and supplies was very helpful, and I'm very grateful to my partner for that. But I'm even more grateful that he prepared me psychologically for what could happen to my business. A lot of difficult business decisions needed to be made in 2020. I feel like I was a little bit prepared for that because he prepared me psychologically. This made it so much easier for me to make the decisions that I needed to for my business. So first of all, in early February or late January, I stopped advertising. I was not going to spend money on advertising to bring in new clients when there's this contagious virus being spread around. I actually stopped taking new clients at that point, and I just saw my existing clients. And then on March 17th, my industry was shut down and everyone was ordered to stay home. Now, a lot of my colleagues hung on to their massage therapy offices for months and months, and this caused a lot of stress for many of them because they felt really unsure about the decision to just string along these offices that they were paying for, and they weren't able to make money. And then even when we were allowed to work again, business isn't the same. It's much slower. I see a lot of people locally that are doubling up on offices, sharing offices, and a lot of people are just getting out of massage therapy altogether. Lots of people making, lots of different decisions, hard decisions. I was in a really fortunate position to be able to easily give up my office and bring my practice back here to this building where I am now. So this is a building that's 500 square feet, and it's next door to where I live with my partner. He's right over here. The building that I live in with my partner is about 420 square feet, really small. We sleep and eat over there, and he has a big outdoor workshop where he does his handyman work. There's a huge outdoor greenhouse where he grows a lot of vegetables for us. So we live over there with 2 dogs. And then I have this space here that's 500 square feet that I've used for years as an art studio. Because I have this space, it was very easy for me to give up my office because I know that I can use this space for my art and then also for massage. It's not ideal. I don't love having my clients come over into my personal space. I like to just let my freak flag fly, and it's just like really, artsy and kind of tacky over here. and it can be messy because it's an art space. But now I share it with my massage studio, and so I have to be extremely organized and extremely clean all the time. And it's not ideal, but my clients love it. They come over here and they think it's charming. Now it is kind of separated, so I have all of my art stuff on this side of the room, and then I have massage therapy stuff on the other side of the room. And I keep it as clean and organized as I can, and my clients love it because they know it's been a hard year and this is the best I can do. I even have wood heat, which my clients love. So I'm so lucky that I have a space to work in, and I'm so grateful that I didn't agonize over the decision about whether or not to get rid of my office, because that's something I saw my colleagues go through, and it really drained them. It was really stressful to just continuously, month after month, wonder if they made the right decision to keep their offices and keep crying, or to give it up and move on and find something else. So I lowered my costs, and I was still able to work when the industry was allowed to work again. I was able to start working. I spent the lockdown remodeling this space to make it as nice as possible and accommodating for my clients. I think we were allowed to work again April 15th. I didn't actually open up again until June 1st. And part of that reason is because sometime, I think in late March, I started sewing masks for Etsy. Now, I already had an Etsy shop, but it really didn't do much. I think in 2019, I made maybe like $300 from Etsy. I started sewing masks in the spring, and I made over $13,000 from Etsy in 2020. That was a major shock to me, and it was just a whirlwind of activity. I've never worked harder in my life. It was just to go from, the Etsy shop just not being much to just accelerating that quickly. I had to learn a lot very quickly about how to run a handmade business successfully and efficiently. And because I sold so many masks, I just had more traffic running through my store, and I also started to sell my artwork, which was the original purpose of my Etsy store. I'll put a link to my Etsy store in the description if you want to have a look. But I make ceramic earrings like this that I'm wearing. I don't know if you can see that too good on the camera. And there's some other this and that. You can look if you're curious. So when I started working, I didn't go full time. I use the space for so many things that it takes extreme organization, and it's just difficult to see very many clients here. And also just for the safety of myself and my clients, I decided to only see one client per day. My clients really like that. It makes them feel safer because I've got this wood heat. I can crank up the wood heat pretty high, and some clients even want me to open the windows. So I have the air circulating, I have the windows open, and that makes them feel more comfortable with, the fresh air circulating throughout the room, yet it's still very warm in here. And then of course, when clients leave, I can just open the windows, leave the building, air it out a little bit, and then of course, follow all the protocols for wiping everything down. It just makes my clients feel safer. I feel more comfortable with it. And plus, I just don't have time to see more than one client a day because I'm so busy with Etsy. Oh, the other thing, I started coaching. Wow. And this is totally random. Like just a few people within a short period of time, I think it was like in June or July, just within a 2-week period, 3 people asked me to coach them. And so that's a thing I do now. I was not in any way advertising that or looking for that, although I had wondered in the past if I could be a coach, if that's something I could do someday. These people just asked me. I help some people, navigate decisions with their small business. And then I have another regular client that I'm working with. And all of these coaching clients are self-employed people, just like me. I've been self-employed for almost my entire working life. I've had a few jobs working for other people, but I've mostly been self-employed. And I've been a massage therapist for 15 years. So my regular client is a professional who has found herself for the very first time working without supervision. And she's just self-employed now. And she's never had to structure her time and structure her day and be self-disciplined with her time. And she was really struggling with that. So we've been working on designing systems of organization and cultivating self-discipline. There were so many unexpected things that happened in 2020, good things and bad things, but that kind of takes the cake for me. I can't believe that I'm coaching people now. It just wasn't something that I thought was going to happen during 2020. So my plan for the foreseeable future is to continue seeing clients pretty much at the same rate that I have been. I haven't taken any new clients. I think maybe one that reached out and wrote me an email. They really wanted to work with me. I practice ashiatsu, barefoot massage, and there's not a whole lot of people that do that here in this town that I know of. There aren't any people that are showing up visibly on Google, and I don't know of very many people who do it. That puts me in a good position. So I'm not taking a whole lot of clients. I'm just seeing 1 per day up to 6 per week, and they're all booking out. My books are full because I don't take very many clients. And that allows me to continue to cultivate my Etsy store. The demand for masks is not very high anymore, but the amount of revenue I've made so far in January is like 1,000% more than what I made last January, just from selling earrings, 1 or 2 masks, and a few other items from my shop. And I might at some point, when the virus gets better, when more of the population is vaccinated, then I might start adding 2 sessions a day, but only if I have time, because I'm doing other things now that I also enjoy. So I love massage. I love that I'm still doing it, but I also really like working on my Etsy store, and coaching is amazing. I just feel so grateful for the opportunity to practice that, and that people actually want to do that with me. I'm blown away that people reached out and asked me to work with them, when I wasn't even trying. It all just has evolved very organically, and yeah, I'm just really grateful that I made it through 2020. I mean, I was a lot luckier than a lot of people. People went through some really hard stuff in 2020, and I know that I had it easy, but it's still a lot to process. It was very draining just to deal with so much uncertainty as a small business owner, and to just keep rallying, to just keep getting up every day and having a good attitude and getting things done. Keep moving forward, one step in front of the other. So anyway, that is what happened with my business in 2020. And, maybe I'll have some more to say about that in the future. If you have any questions about anything related to massage therapy as a practice, you can ask me questions in the comments, and you can also meet with me one-on-one via video chat. Just check out the snug link in the description.